You know what's crazy? How throughout our life we have so many experiences, things we've learned, people we've met, maybe also not the best moments we've had too, but we've all had just so many experiences throughout our life that kind of shaped us into who we are today. And I feel like we oftentimes don't take into consideration of understanding how quickly things can change. I mean, I'm sure you probably had this too, where you were in contact with someone for a very long time and you were good, and then one day it was the last time you heard from each other, or the last time you were in a certain environment. And it happened so quickly as well and so subtly that we first realized it somehow like months or even years later. We're like, huh, what happened with that person? What happened with that environment? And I would think about this too at times because I was trying to figure out where does this come from and why does this phenomenon happen like this. And I've noticed these moments always happen when one is really at the breakthrough of the old is pretty much dead and one is already stepping into the new. And it's like a silent goodbye where it's not dramatic. It's not like that you know it's your last time, even if maybe you feel a little bit, but it just happens. But it's peaceful because you start to step into your new self, and that new self brings in new people, new experiences, new things you learn. And it's like that cycle continues. It's a beautiful thing that happens, you know? And for many, though, they may get stuck with trying to hold on to certain things because they might be aware, oh, if I want to step into this version, I kind of need to let go of this old version. But then that means to letting go of certain old environments, old people. And that can be painful for some, you know? Because you get so attached and so used to everything that's been happening around you to where when it's time to let it go, many just rather neglect themselves rather than choosing themselves, taking that step of faith, you know, that leap of faith, as one would say. And it's interesting to wonder too, like, where does that come from? Because in my case, I'm someone I like taking just that leap of faith. I like just being like, okay, let's go into the unknown. Let's see what it's about, you know? But I get to that there are people who are actually scared of that. And I thought about this. I was wondering, well, why is it for them? Why do they feel scared? And you might understand this too. You might also feel a bit scared of the unknown or unsure about it. And that's valid, you know? But the main cause is that it's really that one is scared of letting go of the old environments because it's like, okay, you are letting go of what's familiar and you're stepping into something where you don't know what the next step is. It's pretty much stepping into darkness. But also, it's your ego losing its identity. Who you thought you were, you realized wasn't fully you, was maybe a fraction part of you based on the experiences that were feeding into that identity. But it wasn't really you. It was just feeding into a character that you were playing for a little bit until it was time to jump into the next play. Pretty much being an actor of your own life. If you get too attached to one movie and to one role, then you'll stay limited in that movie and also to how it ends. But if you're always allowing yourself to jump in between movie sets and new experiences, then so you continue to live. You continue to experience, continue to establish who you want to be in this experience. So it's important, of course, to take that leap of faith, but for those who are scared of it, it's easier said than done. So how does one really do it? And I find the best thing to do is to become aware. Okay, this is a moment where you realize you're wanting to step into a new version and you might have that little fear. Become aware of that and see why is it there? Where is it coming from? What are you clinging on to? And also, does that what you're clinging on to really serve the new you? You have to be honest with yourself too. You cannot take everything with you. It's like taking all of this baggage with you eventually if you try to take everything with you, it's just gonna hold you back and slow you down until you're just carrying so much weight to where you can't even take the next step. Eventually your body gives in and, well, you can't move anymore unless you let go. So see, what is it really that you're trying to take with you, and does it really need to go with you? And the reason why many people will act out of this certain way of operation is because of a mindset of lack. It's the fear mindset of they might not receive anything good enough, or what if, everything ends and they don't get anything better in return. They're too focused on the outcome. They're trying to already control the outcome and being a certain way. This is what the ego does in order to prevent the pain of the unfamiliarity. But it's you causing your own suffering. You trying to prevent suffering is causing your own suffering. So once you see, okay, what is it you're trying to take with you, and you realize it's probably not the best to take with you, it's about shifting your mindset into a way where you have abundance mindset. Alright, sorry guys, I'm back. Someone needed help with something real quick. Funnily enough, also asking about they need help regarding them stressing out about work, etc., and how to kind of just detach and shut off. So that was interesting though. But either way, I just love to help. That's why I feel happy right now. But it's about developing a abundance mindset, a mindset of where you aren't always so scared of what if this bad thing happens, what if that bad thing happens, but you start to allow yourself just to think, actually this good thing can happen. Why does something bad need to happen? This is what I realized too, because I used to have thoughts like this too sometimes, where it's expecting the worst outcome for some reason. It's like, why is that thinking pattern there, and why can it not instead be, oh, something amazing is going to happen. I'm going to have an amazing experience. Where does this sabotaging negative mindset self-belief come from? That's the question. So I went deeper within and I noticed it comes from a lack of trust to oneself. So you feel like you're not capable of receiving a good outcome, and you have to ask yourself too, okay, well, why is that? Why do you feel like you cannot receive better and that you have to just remain happy with what you have? And most of the time that's a childhood trauma thing. It's where you were told that you weren't good enough to receive a certain thing, or your performance wasn't good enough, etc. So you kept yourself in this box that is familiar and comfortable, where you're like, okay, you receive up to this limit and you know what you'll receive, but it's not to its fullest potential. You're always capping yourself. And many people develop a certain victim mindset too, where they feel within, they know there's more and they want to go beyond, but there are two options. Either A, you're honest with yourself and you realize, okay, I'm causing myself this limit right now. How do I get over this? But for many with a victim mindset, they tend to point fingers and say, it's the other person, it's this thing, it's that thing. But everything in the external is just a mirror of what is within you. So if you're feeling dissatisfied with your external, maybe you should look within yourself and see where it's actually coming from. Because your external just reacts to what you are living right now. If you're someone who's constantly depressive and negative and talking down on things, gossiping, reality's gonna give you that result. But if you're always speaking abundance, you're like, oh, life is beautiful, I'm grateful to be alive, things are good, I'm healthy, all of these things, life will just show you that too and be like, yes, you are. So it's about stepping out of that mentality of thinking you're not worthy of it. And you do so by building up self-trust. I spoke about this before too. How you build up self-trust is when you do the things that are uncomfortable, the things you've put away, and you start taking micro steps towards them. Not these big commitments like, people try to push you into doing, but micro steps. That means, let's say you make your bed. When you say you're going to make your bed, you make your bed. Or you say you're going to not use your phone at a certain time and you do that. Whatever it is that makes you keep you from, that allows you to hold your word. It builds up trust. So when you say you're going to do something, your mind is like, yeah, I can do that. And then when you start stepping into a new environment, your mind is like, yeah, we can definitely get some good stuff out of this. We're worthy of it. We've proven it to ourselves. Because our actions speak louder than words. Because our actions carry feeling, and that feeling is also what we take with us throughout our day. That's why certain people can bring us down and certain people can uplift us. It's all feeling around us. Our heart has a magnetic field too. So if you're radiating negativity, then so will go out and come back to you. But if you're radiating positivity, then not only will you receive positivity back too, but you will also transmute negative energy into positive energy. I know it's a bit more esoteric right now, a bit more spiritual, but this is how it really works. Your mind only gives you that to experience what you feed it. That's why it's important to feed your mind with good fruits. As the Bible says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So what you think and identify with and embody, that is then who you are actually living as. And if you're unsatisfied with who you're living at, then you need to change your thoughts. And your thoughts, well, you gotta first be aware of them in order to change them. I used to have a very self-destructive thought pattern back then. It's crazy to sometimes look back, I'm like, wow, I got out of it. Because it used to be crazy, like, I don't know, man. But now I'm just all of a sudden this really abundant mindset and just at peace with things to where I am worthy of things. Some people might say, oh, that's arrogant or that's narcissistic, but since when is genuine self-love that comes from a place of wholeness and giving without expectation, since when is that narcissistic? It kind of beats the term, I find when you are so abundant, you're able to not just fill your cup, but also fill others' cups and give them that positivity, share with them that experience, or as I'm doing here too, share what I've learned to you so it can help you as well. It's a beautiful thing. That's why I'm very grateful for the experiences I've went through and the abundance of experiences and wisdom I was able to attain in that sense. So I can share it with you, not just hoard it to myself and be like, I'm this amazing person, look at me. I don't care about that stuff. It's meaningless. We're all gonna die anyways. Who cares? So I just want to make the best out of it too. And as I said earlier, helping someone just deal with their daily stress in that sense, knowing how to actually help them, because I went through it myself too. It's a beautiful thing. So yeah, this is what it really is. Man, this fulfills me so much, it really does, just being able to pull out my camera here, record something, and actually speak it from experience. I don't script my stuff. I really don't script anything. I'm just speaking here as it is, and it's just so peaceful, So I'm glad you're here with me, and you're soaking in all of this, and I hope you're integrating this as well too. But yeah, my friend, that's the video. Just allow yourself to receive more by thinking more. You know what they always say? Don't share big dreams with small-minded people or big goals with small-minded people, because they will try to limit you based on their own inner wounds, insecurities, and stuff that they haven't processed through yet. And when you share it with people who have a more abundant mindset, they're gonna motivate you. They're gonna be like, yeah, you can do this. Hey, let's try this and this out. Or have you tried this and this before? They'll try to actually help you achieve it. So focus on giving that to yourself already. You'll start to get experiences in the external. There being people who do that for you, who are that supportive, when you first start being supportive to yourself. When you are your biggest friend, your best friend, and support yourself and talk good to yourself. I mean, you wouldn't talk negative to your best friend, would you? So, yeah, be truthful to you, but also just be good to yourself. And that's how everything works out. So either way, my friend, I hope you enjoyed this video here too and found it very informative. Leave a comment down below too what you may be experiencing, how it's going for you, or what you were able to take away from this. And as I said, down below, if you want to work together and go a bit more into depth about your own thing, if you're going through something that's, honestly, it's just nice to have people with you who can just understand the path you're on, and you're trying to just figure out this one thing because you feel stuck. And I've had this too back then. This is why I'm doing this. And you just want to have someone who understands you, who gets you. So if that's the case for you and you want to take that step, you can find a link down below. You can book a time, and I call pretty much what it goes. It's just we talk. You let me know what kind of is going on for you. I apply a lens from my OperateOS framework on you, so you can pretty much receive clarity on your situation, take something already from the call too. And if it's a fit, then we can see how we can progress from there. But either way, my friend, have a wonderful day, stay safe, and always remember, remain in truth. Much love, my friend.